getting ready to drain the fuel so we can do some work on the fuel gauge. We're gonna open up the fuel line here. The fuel is shut off, so it's not gonna come squirting out at us.
No.
This is to work on the fuel gauge or any other carburetor things going on?
Fuel gauge.
Okay.
Because we'll have to pull the fuel gauge, and in order to do that, that opens up the tank.
Okay.
And when the tank is open,
there goes the fuel.
All right.
Oh. Now the inside one's off too.
This is a vented tank, but I'll go ahead and undo the cap anyway.
I
think I hear fuel.
Yep.
And it's not.
Now it's starting to move a little bit. So Joe and I removed the hood. It's not too hard. A couple of bolts on each side, then you just swing it out after you remove a clip here. I guess clip's a good description. And here it is. Out of the way. That's what holds the center hinge.
Right. And the nuts are welded to the underside of the cab, so they're captured, which makes it really easy to remove that. If I remember, yeah, see, your dad did this like Ford intended. They're quick disconnects.
Ah, okay.
That makes removing the radiator pretty easy. What we'll do is we'll push this O-ring, grommet in there and set that down, and then we'll do the same with the other one and the horn, and then that'll make pulling the radiator real fast.
See, Joe's ready to get going on this thing. And I'm all for it.
These are keyed, so they only go in one way so that the pins line up with the headlight.
Okay.
A lot of people don't do it the way Ford did originally because they have trouble with corrosion and loose connections, and then the headlights don't work and so forth. If it's done right, like this one, and they use the correct parts, and you can still buy these little fittings and solder them in, these little end pieces, you can still buy those. And then you can buy these plastic pieces. You can buy everything. And if you do that and you get the right socket, then they'll work. But most people don't bother with that.
Yeah.
They will just wire them straight and use wire nuts, which is okay, it works, until you go to have it judged.
Or you need to take it apart quickly.
Right. Have been restored because they spend a good bit of their years outdoors, because in the early days somebody used a Phillips screw. That's a no-no on a Ford. Phillips screws were not invented until well after Ford came out with a Model A. So if you find a Model A with Phillips screws, you know someone has done something they shouldn't, because Model A's were all made with slotted screws.
Could that be the actual, come with the horn itself?
I doubt it. This is an aftermarket horn.
I would imagine that's a part that wears out frequently.
The horn?
Yeah.
I don't know. Mine's original.
You
can even rebuild them by hand without any special tools. You can rewind those coils.
Yeah. They're not sophisticated or tight.
No, they're all hand wound.
Now recently I did clean the armature?
Yeah.
With some isopropyl alcohol, and I put a couple of drops of oil here and over on the felt over there.
Yeah, you can actually put Marvel Mystery on it. It works pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's quite possible it came with Phillips stuff on it.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna...
Well, that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Can you still find original horns?
Oh, yeah.
Can you buy OEM horns?
Yeah, I can get them on eBay, and then if you can buy them on eBay, And depending on what you want to pay, you can get them in really good shape or rebuildable shape. Now, where did that go?
It's over here. Hit my shoe. Pretty basic engine. Draining the radiator. It's quite simple. I've done this before. You just turn that little brass valve, hits this tray, spills out the end, and you put it in the pail. And it looks as green as it did when I put it in. I flushed and drained this radiator 2 years ago.
Like it's going to fill up and overflow.
Okay, I'm keeping an eye on it, but so far it's plenty of space.
I'm going to loosen that Allen screws. And there's a keeper down in there. A rectangular keeper on the back side that acts as a nut. And it has to turn 90 degrees for this to come out. You can see,
Oh yeah.
see those keepers?
Yep, got
And
it.
they turn 90 and they'll lock themselves in there.
Huh.
That's
You
all
know,
there is to getting the motor meter out.
I've seen online, some have cork gaskets. Is that
Yeah.
what the original had?
The original had cork, but you don't get any points off for not using cork. Get the radiator out, we remove these
Okay.
support arms, and there's just a jam nut. And all you have to do is loosen it a couple of turns so that it'll,
Oh, jeez.
that's all there is to it.
Oh my goodness.
And then the front is similar. These are half. The back, the ones up against the firewall are 9/16, and the front ones are half. And if you only remove one nut and leave the other one where it is, you won't screw up your adjustment, because these are used to adjust the radiator front and back to set your cowling gap, so that the seam on your cowling, when you close your cowling, is uniform and straight.
Oh, okay. So if you find it's not quite in alignment, then that would be a way to
That's
adjust
how you
it.
adjust it, yeah. And so if you just, this one we're assuming looked pretty good to me, so we're going to just undo the front ones.
Okay.
And
Look at that.
we're gonna lay these down over here out of the way. The next step is to pull the radiator shell. The radiator shell is attached with 4 screws. 1, 2, and then 2 on the other side.
Okay.
And
another sin, a Phillips screw. Phillips screws are easier to torque, of course.
they're supposed to be Phillips screws and square nuts. And this one does not have square nuts or Phillips screws.
What happens at the Cars and Coffee?
Oh, not much. It's just a bunch of guys pop in with their old cars and buy coffee.
Okay.
And they park and gather around and look at everybody's cars. It's just a kind of fun way to spend a Saturday morning.
Okay. I forgot to oil the distributor or anything of that nature, then I'd like to go to some of those things, but I have not reached that point.
And you can either just swap the radiators. Since this is a pretty radiator, if I were you, I would try and save this radiator and have it cord, if that's what the problem is. But I'm suspicious that it might not be the problem. And I'll show you what I think the other problem could be. Since the car is running well, you know, it starts well, it runs well, but it overheats. So typically that's a water problem, not a timing problem. The best thing to do is to pull these little screws out so they're not in the way. And sometimes you can just kind of work them out.
Jeez. You got to get them completely out then, huh? What if I hold this back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's kind of
Maybe it'll spread itself out. It's just threading against the bracket edge.
Yeah.
Is all it is.
Right. Something fell.
I got it.
Yeah. Wow.
Top one is good. All right. So now
But you have to, how do you get it out of there though?
I'll show you.
I'm trying to envision.
Sheer strength and intelligence.
Yeah.
So you lift up.
Oh,
That comes right out.
look at that.
Now, to replace this weather strip, I have some new. And what you do is you take your pliers and you pinch these little ends together.
Okay.
And if you can save them, that's great. If not, I have others. I think I have a set. And then you just use all, line up holes.
Some of them aren't there anymore.
Yeah, some of them are missing.
Yeah.
And then you put a new one on.
What do you call this cover of the radiator?
That's the radiator shell.
Radiator shell. Okay.
So
What is that?
this is
Oh, a date?
Joe's Radiator. Joe's Radiator. Oh, that's a nice name for that guy.
Right, Joe.
Yeah, hey.
White Center, Washington. Okay. Well, I guess that'd be good for hysterical purposes to, like Joe said, glue it back on. Time to take the hose off. And what's the condition, your first impression?
Well, the hoses look okay. I mean, you never can tell till you see the inside of them.
Yeah, it could be mush. Joe just said that hoses tend to rot from the inside out, so you're not sure how their condition is until you look on the inside.
Style clamp.
Oh, original style
You
clamp.
can still buy new ones. These are not. This one is, that one is not. That's a regular old modern radiator hose clamp. And you quite often see Model A's with more modern hose clamps because these original styles have a tendency to not tighten up enough. All right. Okay.
That's simply a standard screwdriver to...
Now, let's see if they
Loosen
put
it
this
up.
radiator on correctly. They did not.
It's not on correctly.
No, there's supposed to be a long bolt here with a spring underneath it. The radiators are spring mounted. And this one does not have that. That way it can rock back and forth. This one, if you were to go on a long drive, rutty road, lots of bumps, your radiator would end up cracking.
Oh my goodness. So in other words, you need a suspension system for the radiator. Well, that's how it was designed.
Yes.
Joe's aligning up the tools that will be needed now and tomorrow for some more mechanical work in the back of the Model A. Good idea.
Long bolt with a spring on it.
9/16 with a spring on it, but I don't see any spring. I just see rust.
Yeah, there's no spring. It's a self-locking bolt, and I'll probably have to get on the head. Normally you wouldn't have to, and there's supposed to be a cotter pin.
Well, what do I do about that?
Well, I'm not sure if I have.
I can't imagine you have every type of spare part to build a Model A. Joe's Model A truck.
Okay, so if you come over here and stand here.
This is a Flathead 8.
It's an 88. Okay, it's an early 33 conversion. Right there, if you look down under that wire bundle,
Yeah.
you can see a spring.
Oh, okay, there it is. There's a spring. Yep.
Yeah, that's how the radiator ought to be mounted.
I'll be darned.
Now that one has a self-locking, no, I cheated. But it should have a castellated nut with a cotter pin. Well, this one, because it's a flathead V8, is held in with 2 sets of hoses, so it's a little stiffer
Oh, okay.
than normal. Plus, it's got these
Yeah, I see the two.
your support rods, so that stiffens things up. But if it were to really get ajar, it would have flexibility. I'm gonna want you.
Ah, I got a job.
I'm gonna want you to hold that little baby right there.
Oh, so I can do it one-handed.
You can do it one-handed.
Yeah,
Is it out?
I believe so.
All right, now go to the other side.
I'll leave the nut there.
Okay.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
Is it off?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a lock washer.
You should just use a flat washer.
Same on that
A
side.
lock washer with a self-locking nut. Well, they're just being extra cautious, I suppose. The original hoses had a red stripe, depending on the manufacturer, or a white stripe. These don't have either stripe. So we may go back on with new hoses if I have the right ones.
Wow.
They're easy to acquire.
Even here in town?
No, you order them on
Yeah.
from Snyder's or Bratton's or
Yep.
Max or Mike's or Red's.
Got that one loose. I missed the excitement. I'm holding it back a little bit so it doesn't bang on those screws there.
You'll notice most radiators have this indentation from people trying to remove the water pump or the radiator without protection.
Okay.
And it just boogers up the fins. It potentially could damage the tubes, but typically they just booger up the fins.
So that's why we inserted the cardboard here, right?
Right, that's what the cardboard's for, is to protect the...
I noticed these bolts are also...
Yeah, so it wouldn't hurt to put a piece of cardboard there as well.
Or we could take that thing off.
True. I guess we could do that. We could
It's only-
remove the license plate.
Yeah, and had to get some wires loose in the back in order to...
I'll show you once we get this.
Oh
open.
my.
On the
Holy
bottom of
cow.
the radiator and behind the radiator, on the fan side, you have these wire clips on the correct radiator.
I see.
Oh, yours also has prior damage to hitting the water pump.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So even though the radiator looks in exceptionally good shape, especially from the front, considering you don't have a stone guard, that radiator looks really good. Now, we're going to test this radiator and see if it's any good.
Test the radiator.
So, the way you test it, you put your hand over that hole down there.
Okay. See how waterproof I can make this seal. How much water does it typically hold? Any idea?
About a gallon, gallon and a half.
Oh, that won't take long. Oh, we're full.
I don't know if we are or not.
Maybe it's clogged?
I don't know. Okay, let go.
Oh my.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it's not too bad. I don't think that's your problem.
Huh.
It's flowing enough water.
Now, this test could not be done without removing the radiator, right?
You can do it with it in the radiator. It's harder for me. And I needed to pull the radiator to get to the water pump anyway.
Right.
So I think the radiator probably is sufficient.
Okay.
It flows similar to that one, that other radiator, which I know does not overheat. Typically, a brand new radiator with the right number of tubes will empty itself in about 5 seconds. This one isn't far behind that. When they get up to 10, 20 seconds, then there's a restriction in there somewhere. And what happens is If you got a good water pump, the water pump will flow more water than a bad radiator will let out. So then it has to go somewhere, and it's going to go right out the top.
That makes sense. Well, at least we've eliminated that as the obvious problem, but that's what's so fun about this, is finding what it could be that's causing the overheating.